Hi, welcome to another episode of Hot Takes and welcome to the other side of the looking glass. What on earth is going on? What is wrong with our courts and with our judges? The judge in this story that I'm about to tell you absolutely needs to be stripped of the position and never be allowed any form of authority again. What I'm about to tell you will blow your mind. It's absolutely astonishing. A 5-year-old girl has been ordered by the courts to keep the surname of her father. Her father, her biological father, is the man who, at knife point, raped her mother. A High Court judge found that her surname formed part of the child's identity and heritage. Let me put this to you. They're not at any point saying this, but I'm going to suggest that we're talking about an ethnic, probably Muslim, rapist. Mr. Justice Peel made the ruling an appeal in relation to the child, referred to in court as Child D. And this is despite a history of serious domestic abuse. The mother argued that her daughter being tied to the name of a rapist was re-traumatizing. And she's right. The child, who has never seen her father, and who was found to have committed the father now, who was found to have committed 4 very serious incidents of sexual abuse against the mother between 2015 and 2017, including rape. And despite her saying she wanted to wait until marriage, the woman, the father raped her. The court heard the father had refused to stop when the mother cried out in pain and said no. He was also threatening, verbally abusive, and violent. He threatened to kill her parents, and then kill the child. He's said to have left her and the child living in fear, swearing at the mother weeks later, and leaving this woman sitting there traumatised, and her daughter traumatised. The mother wanted to change her name and change her daughter's name. And this man, this rapist, took them to court. And despite these findings, despite all that's went on, a judge called Laura Moyes, who was the first judge, ruled back in March that changing the child's surname would constitute a further rupture in the link she has to her father in a way that is not justified nor proportionate. So you have this woman judge, Moyes, saying that the child must keep the name of the rapist father. The mother then goes to an appeal court and the appeal court agrees. The judge said that this part of her identity, the name was part of her identity, and it formed an important connection to her father, who she's never seen, and her paternal heritage. In other words, it's going to be a white mother and a Muslim father. And the courts are saying, no, this child must bear the name of a rapist throughout her entire life because we don't want to upset the Muslim father. Now, Charlotte Proudman, who's the barrister representing the mother, said that the ruling showed that a rapist's rights are more important than the victim's. Now, both Judge Moyes and Mr. Justice Peel criticised the father's lack of understanding around the allegations, but did not stop this order from being maintained, that this child had to keep his name. The man is still on bail, ready to be charged for other historical sex crimes, not just against the mother. Now, on the appeal, the mother argued that Judge Moyes, the original judge, had failed sufficiently consider the impact of the continued use of the father's name on the child. But Justice Peel, the appeals court judge, said that she had clearly recorded the seriousness of abuse before reaching that conclusion. So yes, you were raped, you have been beaten, you have been threatened with a knife, your family's been threatened with murder, but you're still going to keep his name because don't want to upset the Muslims. Now, a challenge to this appeal has been put in and been denied. They've denied an appeal to a higher court because they don't want to. Community relations, presumably. Now, Mr. Justice Peel did one thing. He overturned Judge Malloy's refusal to extend a non-molestation order. He cited the father's alleged breach currently awaiting criminal trials and police investigations into historical rapes, and the injunction is set to continue until 2027. So in other words, the father can't go near either the mother or the child until 2027. In law, of course, in reality, he probably will. What's getting worse here is the father was ordered to pay £5,000 in costs. The mother's costs came to £13,000, so she's left with an £8,000 bill so that the court can say, no, your daughter has to carry your rapist's name. In what world would a child want to go through life with the name of her rapist father who raped and abused her mother? How is upholding that identity in any way, shape or form desirable? What goes on in the mind of these lefty, white judges, a woman judge no less, a woman judge who's obviously never been traumatised or raped, or she'd understand the problems, and a woman judge and a man judge, both of whom have said that a Muslim rapist's rights are more important than an innocent child's. We are truly, truly through the looking glass. I'm very angry about this, as you can imagine. What mindset do you need to be of that this would even be considered in any way right, moral, ethical, or acceptable? It's the state of affairs in this country. This country is truly beholden to the Muslim now. We may as well just hand it over and become the caliphate. I despair and I'm angry. But I've done well to get through this without losing it. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.